guys, what's up? It's Joe Raiti from Raiti's Rides. I'm back here on my home turf because guess what? We have a little bit of magic coming from Italy, and it's with this vehicle right here. This is it. This is a 2024 Maserati MC20. But before we get into this rear-wheel drive twin turbocharged supercar, let's talk about what's going on here. Maserati, this brand that came into existence at the turn of the 20th century and really has so much history behind it. Not only in Grand Prix racing, but sports car endurance racing, and when it comes to Italian flair and style, they really bring it to a perfection that a lot of brands can't do. Now, Maserati has had its ups and downs, but this vehicle, following the lineage of the mighty MC12, is meant to be that go-to for people that want something a little bit more special and unique than maybe a Lamborghini or a Ferrari. But what I want to find out is, did Maserati do the MC20 right? And is it the better Italian supercar to get over a Lamborghini Huracan or a Ferrari 296 GTB? Let's go ahead, let's dive in our MC20 and find out. Right off the bat, this color, it's called Grigio, and all that means is gray in Italian, and it is simply perfection. At the front of the business, so elegant and sexy within their headlight housing, full LED turn signals, LED projector beam headlight, and daytime running lamps. You got that nice, smooth fender, the way it rolls into the front door. And then working your way down, massive honeycomb wire mesh grille for all the cooling for the heat exchangers, and of course for aerodynamics. And on top of that, besides being painted in this beautiful Grigio, we also have the carbon fiber exterior package. So that means this whole front splitter and grille is all carbon fiber. But this area, just the way that they've sculpted it, it's almost like a piece of clay that somebody at Maserati just gently molded into the shape. You're not getting that with a new Ferrari or a Lamborghini. Now, as we come across that low slung nose, there's that iconic badge, the Trident. Look at the way the honeycomb grille actually has a concave flow to the front, and then that carbon fiber lower portion. And you see how they shape this top portion with the little tip? That's part of Maserati special styling. You go back to the early days of their Grand Prix cars, it had that styling, and drivers like Sterling Moss took Maseratis on to win some very big events. Now, the reason why we have the Trident, remember, is because in Italy, where the Maserati brothers were born, there was a statue in a fountain of Neptune, and obviously that's Neptune's trident. So that is why this badge is unique to Maserati. We do have electric lift, so the vehicle will lift up because this nose is very low. Will lift up all by the press of a button on the steering wheel, and I'll show you that when we get to the interior. Now, as we come to the front nose portion up top, you got that Maserati badge, always gonna be the dark blue with the white, and then look at how form follows function. Just super sleek to cheat the wind. I love the way you have these nice scalloped heat extractors that drag air and heat from the front heat exchangers over and past the back of the car. But this part, like I said, there's portions of it where you could see some of that mighty MC12, and this wasn't meant to be a replacement for the MC12. I mean, come on, naturally aspirated V12 in that MC12 from the mighty Enzo Ferrari. That's not where this vehicle is at. But when you compare it to current supercars, you'll see how it comes into play. But it's the chef's kiss for me right at the front end of the business. Now, as we come around the bend, we do have optional wheels. These wheels are called birdcage wheels. The reason why they call it that is because Maserati had a very famous sports car called the Birdcage, and that's where you're getting some of that lineage. But you have this dark, dark, dark metallic gray finish with the Trident logo on there. And if you're wondering, well, Joe, what do we got for wheels? So you're looking at up front a 20-inch wheel, out back 21-inch wheel. That's the diameter. Lurking behind there are 15.7-inch carbon ceramic brake rotors. So we have the optional carbon ceramic brake package with that ragu tomato sauce, bright red 6-piston Brembo caliper with the Maserati script. We do have adaptive suspension for the different modes, GT, Sport, and of course my personal favorite, Corsa. And then if you're wondering, well, what's the size of the tire up front? 245 on the width, 35 series sidewall, really gonna quicken up that steering. And to me, I love the design of the wheel because you could also see the Trident actually in the spokes of the wheel. Now, as we come down the side, you do have that really unique side marker light, LED, with the MC20 badge. Steven's gonna swing around and actually show you that functional fender vent there. Gonna bring air down the side of the vehicle, that exposed carbon fiber. Love that low sloping roof design. And you can see from the side, the proportions of this is very petite. I actually had this parked next to a C8 Corvette at a local Cars and Coffee event just this past Saturday. It made the C8 Corvette look like a monster truck. And I'm not exaggerating one bit. Now you do have, of course, Grigio on your mirror caps. And then I like the way they did the door handles. It's actually so flushed and tucked underneath there, you just reach your hand in, press, and this is how you have those butterfly doors. And what's cool about the butterfly doors, all the body parts, including the tub of this vehicle, is carbon fiber. That's forged carbon fiber. Closes nicely. Now, as you get towards the rear, it flares out, especially down below. So you have functionality down below in that exposed carbon fiber. And then you have your functionality here for your intercoolers, because we have a twin turbocharged engine. We got the Trident badge. And then look at the way the fender just has a nice bend to it. Oh, so sexy. Steven's gonna swing around so we could show you the rear wheels, 21-inch wheel. You got your Brembo calipers there, and these rotors are over 14.5 inches in diameter. So ultimate braking capability, ultimate in adaptive suspension. And remember, the carbon ceramic brake package is an option. It's a $10,000 option. And we'll talk about when we do the drive if you should check that box off. But I just love this rear. This is where a lot of people, and I get it, the performance of the C8 Corvette is amazing, but where the C8 Corvette loses me is in the rear fender. It doesn't look this sexy. Now, as we swing it around the back, that very long, low tail, you'll notice that we have a plexiglass rear window. You could actually see the engine underneath, that twin turbo engine. Love the way it's got the venting, all of the honeycomb wire mesh, your third brake light nicely blended in. You do have a digital rear view mirror. That's what that's for. That's not your backup camera. That's your digital rear view mirror, because you can't see jack squat when you're sitting in the cockpit behind the wheel of this beast. And then working our way down, look at the way they did the lighting. So elegant, so classy, but yet so supercar. You have your little kick-up spoiler on the back, no adaptive active wings or anything like that, just nice and sleek. And then they have the wire mesh to let heat come out the back with the carbon fiber. You got your dual outlet exhaust with the black tips. And then look at that lower rear diffuser. Looks like it's off a Le Mans race car. And then as Steven squares it off, it's just so crazy how tidy the rear end of this vehicle is. And then you got that iconic Maserati script. But why don't we go ahead? Looks good on the outside. Let's pop this engine hatch and see what the engine's looking like in this Maserati MC20. All right, guys, we got that rear engine hatch lifted. It is full forged carbon fiber for ultimate lightness. You do get 5 cubic feet of space. No, you're not putting your luggage, a lot of luggage back here, or your golf clubs. You're gonna have to take your C8. Ridiculous that they designed a C8 to fit golf clubs. But anyways, there she is, that carbon fiber engine cover. It's not a V12, it's not even a V8. It's a V6. So it's a 3-liter twin turbo V6 pumping out 621 horsepower, 538 pound-feet of torque. It is mated to an 8-speed dual clutch transmission, 0 to 60 in about 3 seconds flat. Quarter mile is gonna zoom by at 10.9 seconds at 132 miles per hour. Top speed is right around 202 miles per hour. The vehicle weighs 3,757 pounds, and it gets 15 mpgs in the city and 25 on the highway. So this really is the big debatable part on this car. A lot of people were obviously hoping for a V12, but then they're like, okay, I'll go V8. But then when they saw it being a twin turbo V6, they were disappointed. But we're gonna find out in the drive if you really should be disappointed. Plus you have to remember, Ferrari with the 296 GTB, that is a V6 twin turbo as well, with hybrid power. And of course the Lamborghini Huracan is still that mighty V10. But why don't we go ahead, let's fire up this Maserati and hear what it sounds like. All right, guys, come on into this carbon fiber tub portion of the Maserati MC20. Crazy to think that this came out in 2022. So fresh. I think this is going to be one of those timeless designs that over the next 20 years, you're going to see this car and you're going to be like, damn, that thing still looks freaking good. Now, I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, I know how much a Lamborghini Huracan is. I know how much a Ferrari 296 GTB is. How much is this Maserati MC20? Base price is $230,000. This particular one has an MSRP of $304,000. And if you hear those sirens that just went by, I think somebody just had a heart attack that maybe heard the price. But when you compare that to some Ferraris and Lamborghinis, this is about $50,000 to $100,000 cheaper, depending on how those Ferraris and Lamborghinis are optioned. So, price point, I think they kind of have it for a supercar. This is a supercar. This isn't a station wagon. But let's see what Maserati brings for this MC20 to the inverted door panels. Love the Alcantara, the clean style. This one has the 18 speaker premium sound system with those dark black aluminum speaker grills. The leather on the door handle pull stitched perfectly, the red contrast stitching, and you'll notice that little round button that allows you to pop the door open to get in and out. Now going from the door panel to the dash, the leather, the red stitching. I love the tricolore. Reminds me of a good tasting cannoli. MC20, your AC vents, and you could just move these with your hands, not having to go into the infotainment system screen. I love the aluminum, the raw aluminum Maserati kick panel for your passengers so they don't rip up your carpet when they're crapping themselves when you're going on throttle. Slide on in. This is one of those pieces that is out of the Stellantis parts bin. It's a 10.25 inch infotainment system. It's a Uconnect 5. Obviously, it's been set up for the Maserati, as you can see the Maserati here, but everything is full touchscreen. Not my favorite, but with that being said, it's nice not to have buttons and switches all over the place. It's like they did what McLaren does, but I feel like they did it better than McLaren. You do have heated seats, but no ventilated seats. That's a zonk at this price point. So let me know how you feel about that. I'm gonna throw it into reverse. Backup camera. The resolution is pretty clear. I just want it to take up all 10.25 inches. So I'm just gonna give it a half a zonk. And you do have trajectory, thank God. And like I said, you also have your axle lift. Now down below, we do have wireless charging, surrounded by this carbon fiber. Look at this, absolutely sexy. Look at the way it's got that TFT display where you could go through your different modes, GT, wet, sport, and then of course you hold it and she goes into Corsa. that shuts off the traction control and all the other goodies. You got your drive and manual shift mode button, reverse, switch gear out of a Stellantis product, but I'm okay with it. It's nothing too obnoxious or too obvious. The Alcantara is so wonderful. Open this up, you could put half of a cannoli in there. So get a cannoli, eat half, and you could put the other half in there, and you got one cup holder for a little cappuccino. But you know what? You're not drinking or eating in my freaking Maserati. Seats, love the actual Maserati embroidery, the beautiful stitching, the nice bolstering, the Alcantara. All of your seat controls are up front, easy to get to. And then you have Alcantara just poured all over the headliner, and like I promised you, a digital rear view mirror, because out that rear glass, you can't see squat. You might as well try to look like this. I can't see anything. That's what it feels like. But I'm okay with that because you got the digital rear view mirror. Come over here though. We got this Alcantara and carbon fiber steering wheel I want to show you. Come on over. All right, guys, behind the wheel, the business end of this Maserati MC20. Love the carbon fiber sill plate with the MC20 name. Pedal box right out of a Le Mans race car. Raw aluminum dead pedal, brake pedal with the Trident on it, and your throttle pedal. Easy, like I said, to get to those seat controls. And then these seats are like form freaking fitted. It's like putting on your favorite freaking pair of Jordans. And you just feel like you're wrapped in perfection. And that's what I love about this. Now, this part is a little low, as you can see, but getting in and out is actually very easy. You just drop your butt in when you get in, and to get out, you just swing your legs out and then push off on the sill. Steering wheel, like I said, a thing of beauty. The Alcantara, the carbon fiber. You got your launch control button, your start-stop button in that traditional Maserati blue. It is an electric tilting and telescoping wheel. And then you have a 10.25-inch digital gauge cluster. Now watch when I go through the different modes. This is GT. You see the tack and stuff in the center there? I switched to Sport. It got a little bit bigger, a little bit bolder. And then you hold it. My favorite is Corsa. Look at that. Just like a race car across the top. And even the carbon fiber up top here, that's your hood for the gauge cluster, just looks so perfect. Absolutely perfect. The great news is I have nothing else to show you except for the on-throttle drive. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go for a spin in this Maserati. All right, guys, we are inside this 2024 Maserati MC20. I have it in Corsa mode, and we're gonna use launch control. If you're ready, I'm ready. On throttle! Wow! Wow! Here we go! Look at this. Turn in is so crisp. It holds a line really well, but it's how it changes direction, which is mind-blowing to me. It's like, I haven't even thought about moving the wheel yet to initiate turn, and it's already going. So obviously with the adaptive dampers, the cornering is so flat, but yet when you're driving on the road, even in Corsa mode, it doesn't feel like you're getting beat up, which is really nice. The one zonk I have is I wish there was a little bit more sound. I'm not even talking about it being a twin turbo V6. That's not even the argument. The argument is I would like to hear a little bit more exhaust note. I'm getting some great sound from the spooling up of the turbos. Yes, you're getting some V6 sound in there as well, but I would just like something a little bit more when it comes to the overall sound. Launch control is ferocious. You just put that left foot on the brake, right foot on throttle, and you rock it off like an Italian cruise missile. Seating position, perfection. Visibility out the front is fantastic. You really feel like you're one with this car. And this one having the optional carbon fiber bits on the interior, the chef's kiss when it comes to overall feel in here. There is nothing that feels like anything else from Maserati when it comes to this MC20. The steering wheel feels fantastic in my hands, but it's very, very interesting how it builds power. It's actually damn good at spooling those turbos up so you don't have a bunch of lag. And this 8-speed dual clutch, obviously super quick. For me, having the paddles attached to the column makes more sense, because no matter where you are with your hands in a turn on the wheel, you're always going to have those paddles there, exactly where you want them. But look at this. The shifts, every time you hit it, it's got a nice purposeful kick to it. It's like you're getting kicked in the back by a donkey. An Italian donkey, of course. But let's go on throttle again. Obviously, with it being rear-wheel drive, it takes some work to get grip out back. But, you know, it's one of those things, smoke them if you got them. Hit the launch control button. Gonna go make sure that you're in Corsa to hit launch control. So we turn it on, left foot on the brake, right foot on throttle. On throttle, here we go! Yeah! Oh! Look at this. Just attacks corners. Perfect balance of that mid-engine perfection. Nice and balanced. Look at this. Oh my God. And then those massive Italian pizza style carbon ceramic rotors, shedding the speed. I love the dash, especially when it's in Corsa mode, because you have that tack across the top, nice large gear indicators. It's just one of those cars that everything that is done with it is done with that car enthusiast mindset. The layout of the interior, it's minimalistic, but it's not like there's nothing in here. The room, the seats are so comfy and they fit you snug as a bug in a race car rug. Let's see how a U-turn goes here. We're gonna make a quick U-turn. Obviously need to back it up a little bit just because of the type of car that it is. Any of the competition, you'd have to do the same. But man, the feedback with the wheel. And I love the tack. It's like something out of a Le Mans race car. And if you want that Le Mans prototype race car feel going down the road, this thing brings it tenfold, because the way the windshield is shaped and the roof line is, I feel like I'm in a Le Mans prototype. You see the two peaks of the fenders, give you that good visual reference point as you're going through the twisty bits. But if you're ready, I'm definitely ready. Second gear. On throttle, here we go! Oh my God. On those brakes. Yeah, look at this. Woo! The grip. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. This car takes it to another level. Puts you in a special place where everything is just clicking so well. This is what Maserati is about. This is what the iconic brand, with its racing heritage, with its Italian style, the materials. I wish I could park this in my own driveway, in my own garage. It's a special car. And yes, I know the previous MC12, of course, had that screaming naturally aspirated V12 out of the Enzo Ferrari, but you gotta think price point. You gotta think price point on this. Man. You just gotta, I just want a little bit more exhaust note. I would be very curious to drive one of these that has some type of modded exhaust. But other than that, and if you like having attention when you're driving down the road, this car is a neck breaker. You're gonna have to pass out neck braces to people, like those ones you get if, God forbid, you're in a car accident, because you're gonna break their freaking necks with this car. People see it, they don't know what it is, but they know that they like it, they know that they want it. And I love the Grigio color. It just fits this car so well. This one is really spec the way that I would get it. It really is. God, this thing is amazing. But the fact that it's also comfortable, it's balanced to where you could drive it every day. You option it with the front end lift. You don't have to worry about scraping the nose or anything like that. Man, Maserati. This is a special car. This is a very, very special car, and I'm just grateful to be able to share this with you. It's one of the many reasons why I'm so glad I started the channel, and be able to just share my passion with you, and of course share cars like this with you. Launch control is so simple. You just hit that button, turn it on, and then you're ready to rock and roll. But we gotta do it. One more time for you. Definitely one more time for me. Launch control on. Are you ready? Here we go. On throttle! Ah! Oh my God. Look at this. Look at turning, look. Oh. The brakes. The chassis is so balanced. And then the transitions from left to right, hunkered down. And it's such a smooth driving experience. The suspension is so dialed in that even in Corsa, it doesn't beat you up. It's crazy. It's crazy. I freaking love this car. I freaking love this car. MC20. Italians just do it better. I mean, that's just the bottom line. And for somebody who's 6 feet tall, plenty of headroom in here. Man, this freaking car. Man, this freaking car. The paddles are so nice and large, you're never gonna miss a shift, I promise you. Oh my God, just a special car. But, you know, we gotta wrap this one up. As much as it hurts to say that, we gotta wrap it up. So, I guess I'll see you in a Maserati minute. Thanks for riding with me shotgun. All right, guys, another day. Another amazing experience. I'm about to fall over. That's how crazy the driving experience, the on-throttle driving experience was in this MC20. I definitely want to thank Kevin over at Maserati North America for allowing us to have access to this press fleet vehicle. God, I'm in love with her. I'm in love with her. But anyways, let me know what you think. Are you going MC20? Are you going Huracan? Or are you going Ferrari? Let me know which Italian you're choosing. But if you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit the subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raised Res family. Gotta give it up to Stephen Flood Photography. He's doing the business as always, day, night, and in the afternoon. Show him some love in the comment section. Thank you, Stephen, for all that you're doing. Just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.